Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Peter and today I'll be talking about my 1.5 year update on the 2020 M340i. I'm just going to do a quick overview of the car. As for the outside, we do have some cosmetic mods as you can see. Right in the front we do have the carbon fiber hood from CSMT. It has 7 functional vents as well as tempered glass in the middle to help with the heat dissipation. But I think it looks really fantastic. It was inspired from Smurf M340i before he swapped to the M2. Moving on to the headlights, we do have the laser style lights from Alibaba. These were about $900 USD before the import charges. After Trump took office, these have risen up to around $1,400 to $1,500. As for the Gorilla inserts right over here, I did swap these out about a year ago for these black ones right over here instead of the chrome ones. I personally prefer a blacked out car just because I feel like the chrome just doesn't really match too well over here. Moving on to the wheels, I am rocking the Titan 70 R10s. These are forged really lightweight wheels. They're 19 inches and I think they look fantastic. As for the tires, I am rocking the Yokohama 8009Rs. These are really good summer tire, have really good grip for the track season I'd say, but only downside obviously is because of the 200 tread wear, it doesn't last too long. So I will have to get these replaced soon. Most likely with Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss. Okay, and this is going to be the interior of the M340i. As you can see, the lights have welcomed me in. They turn rainbow at first and then they mellow out into the blue, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. These are aftermarket lighting strips. I did have them installed by a guy in the Orange County area and he did a really fantastic job. As for the lighting strips, you can see they're very prominent both during the day and at night. Additionally, the orange lights you see right over here are the OEM ambient lights. So again, they contrast really well and I think just makes the car really feel more luxurious than compared to the other German competitors. Again, here's a dash, the lighting, as well as the interior. I'd say I did a pretty good job of maintaining this car and keeping it really clean. Since around, I believe a couple months ago, I also did upgrade to the Tux mats right over here. These provide lots of protection in all weather conditions. So I highly do recommend these. They make the car just really easy to clean. Hi again everyone, now that we're back inside, let's go talk about the car. Today I do want to talk about 4 different things. One's going to be tunability, the second's going to be reliability, third is going to be maintenance costs, and last one's going to be mods. Sorry, I switched to the first and second one thing, but again, talking about reliability wise, I think there's a conception that the B58 is quote unquote the new 2JZ. It's like the new best, most reliable performance motor that is out there for the market. And to that I say it's a really great motor. It's been really reliable for me. I personally have had no issues besides the starter going out, which again is a really common issue for the 2020 model year. Speaking about that, actually, I did get it addressed within the first month I had it. Unfortunately, it did go out while I was at a baseball game. But I did have the car towed to BMW and they replaced it under warranty with no issues whatsoever. Again, we also, they did send a recall out for the car earlier this year as well, so I did get it readdressed at Sterling BMW and that was handled really well. Overall, I think the car's been really, really reliable. I think it really comes down to 2 different things. One is how you drive the car and the second is how well you maintain the car, which I'm going to touch upon briefly later. But overall, I've had no issues besides that. I will say though, because I have the CTK package, it replaces my plastic oil pump to a metal one, which pretty much fixes the issue itself. But I know for people with the 2020 model year, they tend to worry about this just because, again, if you don't have a ZGK package, the oil pump can go out. So that's something to really watch out for if you have the 2020 M340i. But I know for 2021 and above, they have the mild hybrid, which fixes a lot of those issues too. So overall, it's been pretty good. Okay, let's move on to the second part, which is going to be tunability. Speaking about tunability, I know it's pretty well known that this car is known for making big power and it's really easy to modify. And to that, again, I'd say it's been really easy and really fun to actually modify the car. So with the 2020 model year, I don't have to unlock it like other people do. So for 2021 and above, they have to send it to Finland to pay around $2,000 to get the DME unlocked, which is quite a hefty price. So that's why I decided to go with this route. This way, I used Mission Performance's device, which was around $300 to unlock the DME at home. And keep in mind, this is only for B58 cars made before June of 2020. So if your car was made after that, unfortunately, you do have to get a FEM to unlock. But it's been really reliable and really fun to modify. I do have a downpipe and a E30 blend, as well as a in-gen intake. It sounds really good, insane. I mean, hearing just a turbo spool just when I drive by, or even hearing the exhaust burbles, I mean, it just makes me glee and really, really happy. I don't think many cars out there have the burble stock, especially for like around the price range too. So that's something to keep in mind. I definitely think this car is really special. I think as for transparency for costs, I did spend around $1,000 just for the tuning software, which included a $300 device to unlock the ECU, as well as Mission Performance's app, which gave me a bunch of OTS tunes, whether that be from 91 octane to E30 blend. I just found it's like the best bang for your buck for the car. I'm currently pushing around 470 or around 460 to 470 wheel horsepower according to the dyno charts, and around 490 wheel torque. So it's pretty quick. I did race a couple of people before, like on another modified M340i. I think he was running on 91 octane, so obviously I blew past him. I did race a Hellcat once, but he did have a passenger, and I kept it pretty well considering for how little money I put into the car. It kept up really well. Obviously, they do have the V8 top end, so it did beat me out just a little bit over there, but overall, I think the B58 is a really good car, really easy to modify, and really one of the best cars that's paying for your buck. Moving on to number 3 is going to be our maintenance costs. Maintenance costs on the M340i has been pretty good. I will admit I don't do my own maintenance. I do send it to small shops or independent mechanics, which saves me a lot of money versus taking it to the dealership. I know there are some B58 or BMW purists, or not even just BMW purists, but there's a lot of German purists who just love sending their car to the dealerships just to get it under everything under the record. And to that, I'd say I think it's a little bit unreasonable sometimes, just because the dealerships do tend to charge a lot more money compared to my previous car, which was the Honda Civic. I think on average for oil changes, I pay around $150 or less. And then for the transmission flush was around $400. Again, these are much higher prices than if I did it myself, but it's still not as bad as taking it to the dealership. I think for the dealership, they're charging like around $300-ish for an oil change or something like that, but it's kind of a little bit absurd. But overall, it's been pretty doable. I do personally keep everything tracked on my notes app, and I write every time I do write down every time I do some maintenance on the car, what time and what miles. I've had the car for around 20,000 miles now. I've done around 3 oil changes, 1 transmission flush, the rear diff fluid. I also did the rear brake pads. I'm about to do it again for the front. And I also did get my spark plug. So just keeping up with maintenance, I think just goes a really long way, and just make sure the car does really well. I think generally speaking, I do follow a shortened maintenance plan. I think the ones that BMW does recommend you tend to be, it's not like that most ideal, but it is doable if you want. Because I do drive my car a little bit hard sometimes, I do definitely recommend just following a shorter path. I think generally speaking for people, they recommend doing oil changes between 5 and 7K miles, transmission flush every 50K, rear brake pads, it'll tell you on the screen, and then coolant like every 50K miles. So I am coming up on that soon, so I will be getting that done. But again, generally speaking, if you follow the maintenance plan, you'll be okay. Sorry about that, y'all. My camera died on me, so let's get a restart on the 4th part, which is gonna be modifications. So one thing I do like about the M340i is that there's so many things for you to modify. Again, there's like so many different car brands for every single part. For example, there's like 8 different downpipe companies that you can choose for, or your intakes, or like there's like 10 plus like hybrid turbos you can get. There's just so many different options for you to choose from. That's just for the power mods, not to mention cosmetic mods. I mean, as you've seen, I've upgraded my headlights to the laser ones, and I think there's other ones, so you can get like the M3 retrofit ones, or even the LCI headlights too. There's like so many different options for how you want to customize your car. As for carbon fiber, I know for those who do love the carbon fiber, there's even carbon fiber doors, there's carbon fiber hoods, there's carbon fiber trunks, there's carbon fiber everything. If you think about carbon fiber steering wheels, they have carbon fiber steering wheels. Again, lots of modifications available for these cars. I mean, you'll catch me at 1 a.m. sometimes scrolling through Facebook looking at stuff like just see if I can get like a good deal for like a new splitter or a new headlight or whatever. I mean, again, like the possibilities are endless with this car. Not to mention for tunability, like I've mentioned earlier, it's really easy to make power, and the fact that there's people out there really pushing the M340i just really motivates you or just makes you feel like special. I think one example I have is Keys Motorsports right now. As of this year, they're currently building Andrew's 1400 wheel horsepower M340i, and I think they're trying to get like a 7-second quarter mile, which is crazy. Again, there's like something to talk about. There's like so many different things you can just see online. There's people constantly just pushing their car to the limit. And not even just that, keeping the car stock and racing it is also really fun as well. I'm sure as many of you have seen, there's many car videos from CarWow or Throttle House, and I think the Straight Pipes too, just racing the M340i against the competitors, whether that be the Audi S5, the Mercedes C43, or even American competitors such as the Scat Pack or even the Ford Mustang. Time and time again, the M340i tends to outperform outside of its class, and it does really, really well. Again, with just there's a couple $1,000s in modifications, you can make your car really fast, and obviously it's just really fun just to modify this car. Overall, I would say for this video, the M340i has been a really reliable, fun, and easy car to work on and just be a part of the community. Overall, if you are on the edge about thinking about this car, I personally just say you should definitely get it. I will say though, there's definitely a lot of people who own this car now. I think just because of the hype, it is becoming one of those cars I feel like could eventually become like the next G37 or 350Z in like 10 or 15 years when it becomes really affordable for people to own them. I think, you know, it could be a downside, but again, overall, like costs have also gone up too, just because of the hype. I think cars have gone up like I think an average of like 5 to 7K for used M340is compared to a couple like maybe like a year ago, which is, you know, obviously in part due to the Trump's current administration, but something to note. Overall, I'd say get the car if you can. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Bye bye.